Alrighty, ladies, gentlemen, it is Chair League week 8 with my co-caster New Type here, and I've not gotten an intro right yet. Right?
Nope.
No?
Okay. It's gonna be our thing from here
All
on
right.
out.
Sounds good. Yeah, and with me, or wait, I already did that part.
Somebody else, a guest star.
No.
Someone. Are you replacing me? That's
No,
what this is.
no.
You're replacing me.
Of course not.
Oh my
you
God.
are my co-caster. You are my rock.
I'm so hurt. I'm so hurt.
You are my, nexus. I have to be back to you.
Now I'm touched.
Whoa. Anyway.
So, So let's talk about our match here tonight.
Yeah.
So we've got ourselves a good, solid Division 2 matchup between GG, our team comp, and El Boyos. Mm-hmm. So tell me, Seth, have we got any sort of word yet on the map pick for tonight?
No, but
No?
not yet. But we are gonna have both teams here shortly. Yeah, no map selection just yet. And apparently, Super Jova says entropy is a she. So, just a note.
Well, we will make that note. So, both teams sort of middling in Division 2 right now. GGR Team Comp 3-4 this season, and as is El Boyos 3-4 this season. They both had really strong showings in Div 2 last season, with GGR Team Comp going 6-4 and El Boyos going 8-4. So both teams looking to try and edge out at least a 500, for the end of the season here, as things start to slow down. This week 8, the last week in regulation for Chair League, we'll likely be having some playoff shenanigans as we finish out the year here. But till we get a good grasp of the map, we're going to be kind of left in the dark here. You think it's going to be Infernal Shrines again?
I don't know, man. Did they do that last time around?
I don't know. I just know that we always have Infernal Shrines. It's guaranteed almost every night that we're going to have Infernal Shrines.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
But we've never had, at least in our Chair League casting matches, we've never had Warhead Junction ever.
Yeah. Did we have Braxis?
We did have Braxis. We did.
Oh, okay.
The first week of Braxis, it was nothing but Braxis. Don't you remember?
It
was like we had 4 Braxis games in a row, and they were all 9 minutes long. And we were like, "Oh my God, why do this?
Yeah.
Here we go again."
Yeah, the 40-minute rescheduling thing was unnecessary for that week. But
it was
looks
brutal.
like Cursed Hollow is going to be our map of choice tonight. So we're going to go ahead and update that and get our lobby going. Because we are running, we're
yeah, we got a tight ship here tonight. We've got a lot of games that got rescheduled and tossed around and passed around, and as a result, our schedule is thoroughly booked tonight, and it's going to be we're going to be juggling some games here. I may have to disappear into the ether and actually do some work tonight, which is terrifying. I don't know how else to describe it. I may have to actually admin a game, which, despite casting 70 games, it's not going to happen. Despite casting 70 games, I think I've adminned none of them. So,
hey, it's not as scary
cheers to the actual person running the stream.
No. And frankly, I've the one time that you almost didn't come in for the cast, I was freaking out. So, no, we are co-casters.
Yeah, that time I fell asleep. I'll never forget it. Waking up 6 minutes before we were supposed to start and going, "Oh shit."
Yeah, that was funny and scary at the same time. Very scary for me. I was
it's a difficult challenge. If you folks out there have ever tried this stuff, speaking and observing at the same time actually can be kind of difficult. And especially if you're trying to if you're trying to talk about 3 or 4 moves down the board, and you're trying to still observe what's going on right in front of you there, it can be very difficult. I'm envious of the professionals who have the dedicated observers.
Miwa.
Yeah.
Who have
oh,
Miwa.
Man.
Let's face it, like 90% of the time I see Miwa is credited. The credited observer. So, all right, we got a lobby. We're gonna get this started as soon as possible here. So we might actually switch over in a moment.
Gonna rock and roll on the draft link in a minute here. We get that brand spanking new, lovely chair league drafting tool. So, we're gonna enjoy ourselves with this here.
Oh, hopefully.
So, Cursed Hollow, real quick, since we might be getting right into it here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about this map. Let's talk about Cursed Hollow. What can we expect? Who's looking hot? Who's kind of simmering down? What heroes are good and what heroes are bad?
Cursed Hollow is a poke fest. I mean, that's one strategy. The other strategy is to just go in hard and bully people around. So Chen might actually be a good strategy if you're taking that.
Chen's been exceptionally potent in the recent meta. He's been seeing a lot of play both in the Hero League scene and in the professional scene with coordinated play. This is one of the only maps where you can see a sort of a dedicated delay composition where a hero like Abathur or, dare I say it, Murky can get long-term benefits while the other four members of the team are stalling out the tribute. I don't suspect we'll see Murky, but Abathur is still still a hero that's played pretty consistently on this map in coordinated teams.
Yeah, so we're going to get our draft here going in a moment. Draft links are out, and I've switched us over. Abathur, man. I've seen Abathur played by a couple of the pros in like casual games. I don't think I've seen them actually like go full out with Abathur recently. I think
Abathur was played on Cursed Hollow today at BlizzCon.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't watch those games.
No, spoiler alert. If you haven't had a chance, Group A of BlizzCon was today. It had matches between MVP Black, Denial Esports. It had also two other. Oh God, why am I missing blank on the teams? We had I'm gonna get these.
Something Rising.
Nope. I'm gonna get these. I'm gonna get them without looking because I'm failing big time right now. Burning Rage. Burning Rage was the Brazilian team who acquitted themselves really nicely at the in the group stages. I really liked their play actually. So here we go. Yeah, we're starting things off. Falstad is the first ban from GG, our team comp. And, Falstad is Falstad. As the maps get bigger, his value starts increasing exponentially, so no surprise that he goes out first. No Samuro or Malfurion ban, though, which means we'll probably see one of those two get played out early here. I feel like you can't just let Samuro through here if you're El Boyos. There he is.
Well, there it is, yeah.
No, the hero is fundamentally broken. I don't think there's any arguing it now.
Yeah, after seeing the hot slogs data, it's really difficult to just leave it for somebody to play. Malfurion first pick. That's not a surprise. He's still in the meta. We might see Zarya picked up in response.
Zarya's been pretty good, but she hasn't been as desirable since her tune downs over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
people are really starting, to get a feel for how to play against her and play around her, and I think she's not quite as highly prioritized as she used to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. However, Brightwing picked up, and Brightwing was actually said by one of the pros actually said that Brightwing was OP right now. I mean, her poly is extremely helpful, especially against, if Samuro was out or
fights have become longer. That's something that just really has happened over the last 2 months. Fights have just gotten longer and longer, and the insta burst comps that you saw with Kerrigan Interior and Greymane Interior, they just aren't as prevalent nowadays. And as the team fights stretch out longer, your dependence on mana becomes more and more apparent, and Brightwing has no mana dependence. So when you couple that with the global presence, she becomes really beneficial. And Tyrael picked up by El Boyos kind of early here.
That is kind of early.
Signaling a really potentially aggressive draft from them.
Well, with Brightwing and Tyrael, if Brightwing goes the Merc talent, she can really, if they go for a 4-man gank squad, she can really pick up those stacks very quickly and consequently get a lot of value on such a big map too. She can actually switch down and then like Z and teleport up to meet the rest of her team on the next rotation. She can pick up a camp basically and have the camp split push, frankly. And actually that can get a lot of value on this particular map due to the size. As long as she sticks with a 4-man gank squad.
So GG, our team comp, picking up Li Ming and ETC with their final picks before the ban phase here. I mean, this is pretty solid standard stuff for the current meta. I mean, ETC will likely still take some mosh pit, but we are seeing the proliferation of stage dive all over the place, especially in the highest levels, as the means of interrupting mosh pit have and the I guess you could call it the nerf to the to his Q. Definitely, pushed the pros more towards the stage dive. Tychus is banned by El Boyos. What does that mean? A 2-tank composition potentially from El Boyos? Are we going to see Chen in here as well?
That could very well be. I think it might be a split, like have Thrall in one lane and then have the roving 4-1 comp. That's also very strong in terms of the objective points as well, because you have a roving gang of 4 potentially taking out one of the opponent's heroes before the objective phases start, and taking advantage of the Brightwing push ability as well. This might turn out to be a melee dive like Greymane. Greymane Tyrael is still a very good comp. Maybe Tassadar and then Thrall. That would be an intense composition. Tychus would really sort of interrupt the Tyrael Greymane dive, essentially. And since Tychus is also a little tankier, and they're going to ban out Kerrigan, that also runs into the dive. Yeah.
That seems like a really... That's a cognizant, collected pick there. I mean, Tyrael's a bit, they're kind of tipping their hand a little. I mean, you're looking at a potentially aggressive sort of, aggro team that you're playing against, and Kerrigan, with, the exception of possibly Alarak, is probably the most aggro hero you could play right now in the meta. We said Johanna picked up by El Boyos, and I feel like now you've got to go heavy. You got to get a serious damage dealer here. You got to get something really, really hefty.
Yeah, I think Greymane might be the only one on the table at this point, unless you have another idea. Sergeant Hammer?
I mean, they could go Alarak, but I feel like you're still not 100% there on damage. And we see Kael'thas picked up as well.
They're hiding Sergeant Hammer. They're
hiding something. That last pick, I don't know where it's going with that last pick. The Tyrael suggests an aggressive composition, but right now their damage is a little thin. This is an interesting one, buddy.
I mean, Tyrael does have a dive. I mean, Judgment is taken occasionally, so this doesn't seem like a Sank build coming out of Tyrael. I don't think so anyway. Johanna also has a dive. I mean,
theoretically, yeah. She has basically her own variant of stage dive.
Oh,
Zarya is picked up by GG. Oh,
yeah. This is turning out to be a very interesting draft. I don't really know the direction of.
I feel like a nice ranged sustain, or somebody else with giant killer for GGR team comp.
Well,
even a hero like Thrall would be okay here.
Yeah, Thrall would be okay. I think Raynor might be okay here as well.
Yeah, Raynor or Siege Tank. I mean, one of the two.
But I was gonna say, I don't think GG knows what El Boyos is going for either, because they're going like, okay, do we pick somebody safe? And Zarya's pretty safe.
Like Johanna Brightwing Kael'thas is fine on its own, but that Tyrael is the black sheep, and it's spooking me.
Maybe a comfort pick, but not sure. It's really hard for me to sort of divine what's going on here. And Karazhan picked up a dual support, dual tank with Li Ming. That is an interesting choice. I'll say that. I guess that...
Yeah, I'm thinking on this one myself. I mean we can see 7-side strike. We're going to see 7-side strike from the Karazhan. That's basically a
Are we
going
to see DPS Malf? Like, is that...
I think so. No, I think you can afford to go DPS on both of them, Malf and Karazhan, and still have enough heals to spread around your team, pretty reasonably here. The question is, what is this last pick for El Boyos? It's freaking me out.
It's Raynor. Okay, it's Raynor. All right.
So the Tyrael, looks like they're just going to be using Tyrael as a bruiser, not to enable a melee assassin, and not to sort of in his traditional current meta role. So El Boyos has got they're going to be playing much more, long range, protect the backline sort of play. Whereas GGR team comp, I have to say, with 2 supports and Li Ming, they're going to last forever in these team fights.
Yeah. I might have to give it a little bit over to El Boyos only because they kind of win in the DPS department. Although, because if you get rid of Li Ming, you can't kill the other team.
Yeah, you make a really good point. A lot is hinging on this Li Ming staying alive, and Zarya, Karazhan, and ETC being able to set up kills for her. Malfurion with the roots as well. But once that Li Ming's rotation is out, once that Li Ming has spent her cooldowns, where's the damage for GG, our team comp? It's nowhere. It's in Zarya's charge. If Zarya has no charge on her beam, then there is literally no damage for GGR team comp.
Yeah, I mean, they can cycle out Tyrael and Johanna. They can protect the Kael'thas, protect the Raynor. I mean, 2 of the longest range the DPS mages there. Well, Raynor's not really a mage, but DPS assassins. That's redundant. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and Kael'thas can build for, flame strike or flamethrower, which gives him extra siege range. And really just a lot of good point control, a lot of good poke, and maybe they're just building for a dive when ready op for El Boyos. And then GGR team comp is really, really sustaining. I mean, they can sustain for days. They could go 4v5.
I wonder if we're going to see DPS Malf and potentially Insight build from the Monk.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Well, it gives the Monk a reliable AoE heal, and gives him a lot of healing, a lot of cooldown reduction. Also gives him a lot of damage, considering that the cooldown reduction affects all of his abilities, including his Q and his E. I'm curious on this one.
Yeah, it's different. Let's put it that way. But yeah, Malf. I am very happy to see Malf paired with Karazhan though, because DPS Malf is very scary, especially with his AoE roots. There's only 1 cleanse on Brightwing, and I guess Raynor would be far enough away.
Well, Raynor could theoretically take the Relentless Leader talent that got moved to level 4, and that could help him out. And Johanna has, the Iron Will to help with that as well. All right, let's get this show on the road here. On the left-hand side, playing for Team GG, our team comp, we got Smasher on Karazhan, Raven on Malfurion, we got B on ETC, Eternal Dark on the Li Ming, and Quintana on Zarya. In the red corner on the right-hand side here, playing for Team El Boyos, we've got Super Jova on Raynor, we've got Vendetto on Brightwing, Entropy on Kael'thas, Erki on Johanna, and Sechel on Tyrael.
Yep, and looks like they're going to try to do a 4-1 split here with Johanna in the top lane.
Well, it's time for some esports, my friend.
Yep, and ETC's in the back. ETC?
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 He's doing a mic check. He's good. He's good. He's mic. This mic was bad. Next mic is good. All right, ETC rolling up to the front here.
Yeah, and
Zarya, getting so much charge off of those initial power shots. Holy cow!
And yeah, Tyrael taking a lot of damage there, but B also taking a lot of damage from Kael'thas. They're doing a good job of just competing, especially with the soak going on at top and bottom from El Boyos. El Boyos is getting a lot of advantage right now.
Look at these quest talents from El Boyos. Every single hero taking a quest talent pseudo quest talent in the case of Brightwing. Seasoned Marksman, Pixie Charm,
oh, there's that bribe.
Regen Master. Like, they are really, banking on this match going into the late game here. And we are seeing just straight up Transcendence from the Monk, so standard healing build potentially. Shando's Clarity from Malfurion for that Innervate cooldown. That's going to help Li Ming out considerably. And we're seeing Block Party as well from ETC. That's going to be great at mitigating the Rainer damage.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, anyone Rainer damages is going to be 50%. Or is going to take 50% of the damage from Rainer. So, yeah, this is really looking towards El Boyos focusing on the fact that GG really can't turn around and blow one person up. It
would have to be Brightwing or Kael'thas. That's the only that's the only person that they have any chance of really smacking. And as I say that, who goes down? It's Brightwing.
Well, where was that? Top or bottom?
Quintana in Eternal Dark in the bot lane there.
Yeah.
And like Li Ming, if she's gonna hit anybody with a combo, it's gonna have to be Brightwing or it's gonna have to be Kael'thas. Rainer can kind of shrug through it with his adrenaline rush, and Tyrael and Johanna, they laugh at Li Ming damage. But heavy pressure pushing in the top lane. Quintana has just about completed actually the maximum charge quest, so even more potential energy, even more potential damage to a maximum of 240% to be put onto the enemy team here, and she's laying it out right now.
Yeah, so they're pushing back a little bit at bottom, but first tribute is going to come up at top here, and Johanna or Erky and Smasher are in place to sort of fight against it, and the instant rotation coming in from mid, Entropy putting her position up.
Vendetto's got the phase shift, so I'd like to see them stay in bot lane for a little bit here. And
yeah, I want to see
instead ports directly to top to help the team fight that's already ongoing. They do manage to bot B, and B hustles out with about half their HP. Super Jova moving in, trying to connect on the tribute here, and does cap the first tribute for El Boyos, but at what cost? Vendetto does go down under the Zarya fire.
The GG is really low here.
They are really low, and Raven's trying to get their team back up into the fight here. It looks like everybody is tapping and moving on. So the kill goes to GG. The XP advantage going to GG by almost a half level fully. But first tribute secured by El Boyos here.
Yeah, I think we have to just keep an eye on Vendetto here. She is at 40 bribe stacks right now. So I think
Erky and Vendetto looking to gank Zarya. A very early Criterize, Polymorph. Grabs Quintana and the tributes in the bot lane. Bot right now. So you're going to see a lot of hustle from GGR Team Comp, sending 3 people from top lane very quickly down. Super Jova hauls back, taps quickly to preemptively for this fight, and it looks like we are just going to meet here. Smasher trying the initial channel, dives right in, and we got ourselves a scrap. We're still short Tyrael. Seichel is not in the fight, and it is not going well. Vendetto caught again, as is Kael'thas, and the 4v5 not advantageous. They start the fight below level 7, and it is a disaster for El Boyos. 3 down for nothing as GGR Team Comp picks up their first tribute.
Well, I am going to take my my claim back that they don't have enough damage to take anyone down, because they sure as hell do.
It's that Zarya damage, man.
Yeah, that Zarya is doing a ton. Explosive Barrier as well, so that's some more damage. Echo Pedal taken by ETC. Mule taken by Malfurion.
Hey, that works, man. I mean,
it works, yeah.
I guess he does not have Cleanse now, which actually could come back and bite them. Neither does the Monk. Karazhan did not take Cleanse at 7, which took Way of the 100 Fists instead. So, sort of a hybrid damage build from the Monk and a long-range sort of utility build from the Malfurion. Take a look at the Li Ming build as well, coming out from Eternal Dark. Triumvirate and Zay's Vengeance, so full W build. With 3 frontliners, I kind of like this. It helps, they're not going to be getting in range to Eternal Dark. They're going to be able to lob full range W's in on the members of El Boyos and really get that damage in. Entropy with 100 hit points manages to squeeze out there and is topped off by Vendetto and the Healing Fountain. Tribute arrives bottom left, and it's completely uncontested. Level 10 on the doorstep for GGR Team Comp as they grab their second of 3 tributes. And they're looking to exert some pressure once they get their level 10s. Bot lane looks like it's going to be the target here with the fort already down. Vendetto hauls in to save Super Jova, get some heals in there. And level 10 is reached by GGR Team Comp.
Yep. That's going to be this is very advantageous if they can get if they can keep El Boyos from getting 10s, they can actually guarantee a curse.
And look at these picks, dude. 7-side strike picked up by the Karazim. Tranquility by Malfurion. So really going all over the board. Stage dive is picked up by ETC. It's going to give him prime opportunity to get in the back line and find Kael'thas and find the Kael'thas, find Entropy, find Vendetto on the Brightwing, find even Raynor, find Super Jova. So these are not particularly mobile heroes. Brightwing's got some mobility, but with the slow from stage dive, that really gives them an opportunity to go in. And we're seeing Expulsion Zone as well from Zarya.
Yeah, they're just taking as much of the structures as they can before level 10s were
I feel like you want to get rid of the fountain right now here. You're not going to bring that fort down, but dropping a fountain here is actually big. It helps cut off their sustainability.
There it is. The Winions.
Yep.
The Winions took it.
Karazim caught Smasher taking a lot of heat from Kael'thas there. In comes in comes Johanna from the background, but Tyrael does drop in the midst of that team fight, getting a lot of damage. Does manage to bring down Li Ming though. That's big. Li Ming is down. That's a huge source of damage for GGR Team Comp. They've got to focus on finding Quintana now though and bringing them down. But Entropy falls and Super Jova is being pushed out now. That is 4 for 1 as a pause is requested. Vendetto has left the game.
Yeah, Vendetto was Tyrael, right?
Brightwing.
Oh, Brightwing. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Tyrael dying with Sanctification. Tyrael dies with Sanctification during that team fight. That's a big misplay from the Tyrael player. That was a very congested area. There was a lot of stuff flying around on screen. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of damage that could have been mitigated from that by that Sanctification. Could have saved a lot of lives there. That's just for a 2-3 tribute at a team fight when you're both at level 10 talent tier. Mm-hmm. Probably the last even talent tier fight you're gonna have for a while. You burn that ult. No matter what it takes.
Yeah. So let me talk about Bribe for a moment here, or Pixie Charm from Brightwing. That talent is really good if you do it correctly, and
I haven't seen it been used too much so far.
Exactly. Unfortunately, it's not really being used correctly here. You really need it in a 4-1 comp where you're aggressive. You have to be aggressive. You have to take some damage, rotate around, take some tower shots, and really, be aggressive in terms of taking damage, rotating your heroes that take the damage so that Soothing Mist actually heal them. If they're at full health, Pixie Charm doesn't do a damn thing.
And I feel like their composition is designed, like their talent picks so far are designed for a big roaming comp. Mm-hmm. You have Regen Master on both your tanks. You have Convection, which you're going to want to, move around, get lots of hits on lots of heroes. Convection, by the way, reset multiple times. I think Kael'thas is back at square one right now, having just died. So getting absolutely nothing out of that talent right now, the Kael'thas player. And Seasoned Marksman, even Seasoned Marksman, another roaming, or at least I feel like if you're gonna take these regen globe talents or wave clear talents, your team has got to be grouped up and has got to be getting the most out of it. I mean, Johanna has gotten, let me check real quick here. Johanna has 7 of 30 regen globes. Tyrael has a bit more at 12, but 8 minutes into the game, they're not even halfway there. And the question is, are they going to even get to these get to complete these talents before this game ends? Yep. Raven finishes capping the tribute there, and that is a curse for that's a curse against El Boyos and for GG, our team comp, as they're splitting up for maximum soak and damage here.
Yep, and I'm gonna keep an eye on the bribe stacks for Brightwing here. She is at 66 at this point, so they are gonna take advantage of this curse phase and split up with Kerzim at top, just clearing and coming back down. Actually, it looks like they're gonna group up. Never mind, and that's actually pretty smart here. But Quintana really taking a lot of damage. Doing a lot of damage to the front liners with her shield explosion. She's really not being afraid, not afraid to be in the front lines.
A big hit from Eternal Dark. Manages to catch Seichel and Vendetto. Vendetto hustles out with just a handful of hit points left.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of identifying, who to target. And oh my gosh, that stage dive!
In on Vendetto, gets the kill, secures it. Super Jova dangerously low with 100 hit points. Also brought down. Entropy dropped as well. 30-second death timers on these heroes. This could potentially be game-ending if they really want to go ham here. But I get the feeling we're probably just going to back out. The death timers are just a little bit long here. You get yourself a keep and you call it a night.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Just take the keep and put some pressure on for later, especially with Johanna still up, and she just used her ult.
Yeah, all of the ults are available for El Boyos. Johanna having just used hers. Vendetto hustling in, but GG is kind of pushing forward aggressively there. That was very dangerous as mid keep falls.
So yeah, it looks like finally full 80 stacks of Pixie Charm from Brightwing, but she has no opportunity to use it at this point. They need to be in an aggressive position in order to use that properly. So she's actually just following, and she might actually use it here? Yeah, there it goes. She'll use it here. That way it's a quick rotation. It puts a little bit of pressure down at the bottom.
I almost feel like you don't want to use it there. You've got 3 team members. You've got good, decent damage right there. You want to be using Bribe in situations where,
when you're heading towards an objective.
You're heading towards an objective, or your team isn't there. Like, Entropy, Airkey, and Vendetto could clean those 2 siege giants out in a handful of seconds. Speaking of cleaning things out, GG, our team comp, going for a very timely, safe boss pick here. They know where the members of El Boyos are. They know they're fighting defensively right now, trying to soak up to 13. We see the boss picked up for the bot lane, and GG, our team comp, likely hustling to top lane. El Boyos has got to respond to this. I feel like the boss has a long hike right now. It's got a ways to go. You've got to get ready for a potential defense on your own boss here. And it looks like with GG, our team comp, instead they are pushing aggressively through center. Rainer's caught at top. This is a 5v4 with a talent disadvantage now. Coming up in just a handful of seconds. Rainer manages to be back in time. But with a boss pushing on the keep, we see a kill on Vendetto. Counter kill against the ETC as Rainer pops the ult. Seichel dangerously low, does fall as well. Super Jova and Kael'thas explode as the damage is just being hurled out left and right. It's a 5-man team wipe, and the members of GGR team comp are just hauling the damage in on the core. This may be it, Sen.
Yeah, this might be it. Quintana doing a crap ton, just staying at full shields. I mean, full energy.
Barely below.
Oh, and the Manor Mule! The Manor Mule coming out.
Mule. Oh, snap. Someone tell Raven this ain't Legacy of the Void.
Oh my gosh, what a crazy game here. Well, I mean, it was quick. It was quick, and we are in time for our next game here. So.
That is being very polite. But that Zarya, 10 killing blows, 0 deaths. Quintana absolutely just taking El Boyos. You're getting the deadlift. You're going for the catch, and just put shoulder pressing the whole team.
Yeah.
Zarya just laying out that damage, staying alive, soaking up the XP. Excellent play from Quintana just to put the team on the back, man.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was crazy. I take back everything I said about not having enough damage on GG's side. That was more than enough damage, especially from
clearly incorrect. I mean, I was thinking the same thing. I wasn't disagreeing with you there.
Mm-hmm.
But they found the right targets. They found the juicy targets. They were able to isolate Vendetto consistently with those ETC stage dives. The expulsion zones, the roots. They were able to get Kael'Thas and Brightwing and deny them those that high damage and that healing. These quest talents, man, never got a chance, bro.
No, they really didn't, and very unfortunate for that. But I mean, it just shows like if you pick the talents, you got to use them right. That's the execution was a little bit flawed in that case, and I think they might have seen a different game if they were able to do a 4-1 instead of a 3-1-1. Comp.
The way they rotated really didn't help, maximize the globe stacking or the bribe stacking.
Yeah, they needed to do rotations in order to get the globes as well. So yeah, if they do this comp again, it definitely would benefit from 4-1 rather than 3-1-1. Just a little note in the future. But we gotta.
Yeah, we gotta hustle, actually.
We gotta hustle. So I'm going to stop the stream momentarily, and then we're going to switch back over to Ganks R Us versus Third String. So
yeah, we got ourselves a Pro Div match coming up.